Hi YouTube. I'm just coming on here to talk about some stuff. Today is Saturday and I was a part of a Bible study today or something like a Bible study. I that's crazy because throughout all these years, people have been able to slander Satan and say that I was all this and all that, but I really just ignored them. The reason why I ignored them all that fucking time was because I knew nobody was going to stand up for me like I was going to stand up for me, not even God. Because if the truth be told, motherfuckers don't even want God playing God with their life. You know what I'm saying? That's the motherfucking truth. And I was saying that the speed of spirit is faster than the speed of light. And I know that because I've been to the other side. But or however, me and Jesus got some real problems. And I realize every day that damn, you made me bow down to you when I got to heaven, and then you didn't even give a fuck about a baby being molested right before my eyes. Like that's gonna blow y'all motherfucking mind. And unfortunately for y'all, I won't be there to blame. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not gonna blame me for no shit because I'm not gonna be there. And I know the motherfuckers in heaven who have been talking about Satan all these years, defeminizing me, trying to make it seem like I'm a man. I might have masculine qualities, but that's only because motherfuckers just like to talk on these toxic hoes and shit. Like a nigga sit there and talk all this shit about a toxic hoe, right? When that's what you want. That's what you want. You want a toxic bitch. That's why you focusing on a toxic bitch. And my perspective is never gonna change. Like it's never gonna change because too much has been done. It's specifically by Jesus Christ. Like I would never think, like, since I was 8 years old and I was praying to Jesus, I was even praying to Jesus in the womb, because I remember all that stuff. But anyway, that's beyond the point. But anyway, if Jesus can make me bow down to him, you can't make these motherfuckers do shit. And you see how malicious they are towards me. I mean, if it's malicious, that means these motherfuckers never gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? So you have to do something to make it stop. Like, I don't understand this shit. What's so hard about that? What is so hard about making these motherfuckers stop bringing my name up? What's so hard about making these motherfuckers stop being malicious towards me? And, he hasn't done it yet. He hasn't really, you can't tell the victim what is justice for them. You can't tell a victim what's justice for them. And so, motherfuckers like to victim blame because they focus on the toxic hoe that don't really want them and shit like that. And that's exactly what Jesus did. Little do y'all know, that's exactly what Jesus did. He sat there and watched this toxic hoe steady bringing her up and shit. Like, motherfucker, if you don't want a toxic bitch, what will make you keep focusing on something that's bad for you? Like, that bitch ain't never gave him, like, she never repented. She never did none of this shit that I did. And I feel like I'm being punished. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. And then motherfuckers in power know about this shit. I'ma keep saying this shit until it's over with. You know what I'm saying? Because that didn't make no motherfucking sense. And my kids have had so many injuries since they've been in foster care, the injuries that they never had with me. And these motherfuckers can say that I'm a neglectful mother when I'm already away from my family. So I know that they was sitting up there they all came in cahoots together to trap me. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, like, it's just so much shit, right? At that time, I always known that they hated me. So for me to commit suicide and then to see that Jesus is really a piece of shit. Like, he's a piece of shit, and I don't give a, like, because the Bible goes both ways. The Bible goes both ways. You can say that shit about him, or you could say that shit about you. It goes both ways. It's a double-edged sword. So why do I need to play the fucking devil's advocate when I am Satan? You know what I'm saying? I don't need to play the devil's advocate. I am Satan. And I was just watching this preacher last night before he died. He was sitting up there talking about Satan this and Satan that. Well, now you up there, motherfucker, and you know I'm not up there. Like, that's bullshit. So, I don't even want all that money, because I know motherfuckers be dropping dead, and they already dropping dead even without me having the money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that, because I know how much they did to stop my vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. Like, somebody ain't never did you no wrong and you just do them like that. Somebody who got your best interests at heart and they never did you nothing wrong, and you just sit up there, and I can't believe that shit. But what I was gonna say was, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, yeah, my kids have had plenty of injuries since they've been in foster care, and they never got treated that way when they was with me. And they want that, like, my motherfucking family, right? They all saw me lose everything right before their eyes. They all saw me lose everything right before their eyes. And that's how I know that they was doing black magic, trying to make me think it was me. But really, it was all of them coming against me behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? And I'd rather die before I fucked a nigga. I'd rather die before I came up off this pussy. But I do love my children. I love them very much. And like, the fact that they could just sit back and watch all this shit like that, that's driving me crazy. Like, the fact that they could just be so comfortable with me losing everything right before their eyes. That's how you know they did that shit. Like, I didn't have nothing to do with that. And they knew I didn't want to be around them. Like, I'm not going back to heaven. I'm not. Because when you jump off a building, you will always go down. You will never go up. But it was one very important point that I wanted to make. But I can't think of it right now. Like, I just had it, and sometimes it slips from me like that. And that's, I mean, y'all can believe what y'all want to believe, because I know I'm not lying. And, yeah. I mean, you know, the aesthetics don't mean shit when your insides is fucked up. When you find out this motherfucker just sat back and watched all that shit like that, and then he want me to bow down to him, nigga, you can go to hell. Hell and jail. You know, and my higher self, right? I would never put nothing. I would never put I would never give God the credit again. I would never give Jesus the credit again. You know why? Because I know him. And I know yeah, just bullshit. It's just bullshit because ain't no way I would let that shit go down, and then you got the nerve to make me bow down to you when I'm about to see some fucked up ass shit like that, and you don't do shit to stop that. But I'm glad y'all get to see this process, you know. I'm glad y'all get to see this process because, you know, you got to work it out. You got to work your own. Like, I do believe that in the Bible. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And I'm working my salvation out, you know, because I know nobody came for me. Not nobody tried to help me. Not even Jesus Christ to this day. And he know the shit I'm dealing with. And the shit just, like, if somebody it's just crazy because I can never see myself being resurrected and then just sitting back watching somebody that I love, that love me. You know what I'm saying? I never think that he wanted me to beg like him. Like, Jesus died begging. And when this motherfucker's gonna wake up and realize that, damn, he died begging? Who the fuck I'ma ask? I'm at the top. And, you know, I died begging the first time. But not this time. Not this motherfucking time. And that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Because I know I'm not ever bowing down to that motherfucker again. Like, if the bitch nigga can sit there and watch all this shit, and I'm gonna keep saying that because it's important. Motherfuckers just don't want to see common sense and reality. I know the nigga, and I know everybody up there know that I am Satan and I'm not up there.